Yeah, I got more on the vitamin stuff coming up here in just a second. I'm still setting the table for the program today. You see where Iran's foreign minister, Javad Zarif, has an op-ed in the New York Times? I kid you not. The Iranian foreign minister is considered an ally by the New York Times op-ed page. You see, ladies and gentlemen, there is so much controversy over the Iran nuclear deal that Obama's putting together. The New York Times, hoping to facilitate things for Obama, offers op-ed space to the Iranian foreign minister, Javad Zarif. And when you skim this thing, I mean, it looks like a regular editorial from the New York Times editors. Just like when old Mahmoud Ahmadinejad used to say rotten things about America. It sounded exactly like your average Democrat on the campaign trail. Well, I'm not kidding you. This op-ed by the Iranian foreign minister reads like it was a standard New York Times editorial. And it's incredible. They've given space to this guy as an ally to help promote the deal. And naturally, the enemies are Republicans, anybody else who opposes Iran getting nuclear weapons. And the good guys are anybody and all people on the side of Iran getting nuclear weapons. Now, are you ready for this? Because speaking of Iran, Eli Lake, who is now at Bloomberg News, used to be over there at the Daily Beast, back when Tina Brown ran the place. But he's now over at Bloomberg. Eli Lake, he's a Clintonista, and is a Democrat. He's shown Democrat leanings in foreign policy. And he is reporting at Bloomberg News, and I've seen this at the Huffing and Puffington Post today. In fact, I've seen this a number of places today. Bloomberg News via Eli Lake is reporting that Barack Obama has known that Benjamin Netanyahu was right all along when he claimed that Iran could make a bomb in 2 or 3 months instead of the year that Obama has been claiming. Now, of course, Obama was just saying that about it taking a year for domestic consumption. This is a huge admission. Netanyahu comes to the United States, makes a speech criticizing the existing Iranian deal as he understands it. Before a joint session of Congress, he's routinely lambasted by the Democrats and by the drive-by media. One of the things he claimed was that Iran is within months. They have more centrifuges than anybody knows that they have, and they are continuing to use them, and they're ramping up. They're not years away. They're not 10 years. They're not 13 years. They are months away from being able to make a bomb. And Eli Lake at Bloomberg is reporting that Obama has known that all along. Apparently, Obama's known all along that Netanyahu and the rest of the experts were right about Iran only being a couple of months away from a bomb. But the regime only officially admitted it in a report a couple of weeks ago. But, by the way, it's not he said versus he said. The regime's now admitted it. The Huffing and Puffington Post, one of their subsidiaries, did a fact check on Netanyahu's speech. As an aside, it is one of the absolutely worst pieces of writing, whether it's journalism or opinion or whatever. I mean, it is an absolute mess. You can't, I read through it 5 times, and I had to consult other sources to find out what they were saying, but they did a fact check. And the bottom line is that Netanyahu did not lie. They started out hoping to prove that Netanyahu was full of it and was lying through his teeth the joint session, and they found the opposite. And among the things that they fact-checked and found to be true, and now the regime is even admitting it, Iran's only months away from enough enriched uranium, because of all the centrifuges they have, to make a nuclear bomb. And again, Obama has known all along that Netanyahu, the rest of the experts, were right. They only officially admitted it in a report a couple of weeks ago. And they're only really admitting it because they think it'll help them sell the deal to Congress. This is why they've been explain this. Now, all of a sudden, the idea of Iran getting a nuke in 3 months, that's bad. Whoa. Last week, last month, Iran getting a nuke in a year, Iran getting a nuke in 10 years, Iran getting a nuke in 13 years. Why, that was wonderful. That was great foreign policy. That was great diplomacy. That was the brilliance of John Kerry. The sanctions had worked. They had brought Iran to its knees. They had retarded their own progress toward a nuclear bomb because of the pressure exerted by our brilliant young boy president, Barack Obama. Now we find out, and that's why everybody needs to ratify the deal. Senate needs to go along. The Corker bill, get it, get out of the way, what have you. It's a great deal. We ought to get it done because we are now in charge. Inspection, you know the drill, Obama. We can inspect it. We can stop them. We can do this. They promised that they'll stay a year away from making a bomb. That's what Obama said. Now the regime has admitted that they're only 2 to 3 months away, and the reason now they're using that to pressure everybody else into agreeing with Obama on the deal, because now apparently Iran getting a nuke in 2 to 3 months. Why, that's not good. This is 1984-esque. This is Kafkaesque. This is Rod Serling extraordinaire. The common sense thing, it has long been abandoned, and that is Iran doesn't get nukes. And every elected official in this country has staked a claim to that, including Obama, until the day of reckoning where now we don't have any business telling them they can't have a nuke. Who are we? What if somebody would have told us we couldn't have a nuke? We don't have the authority, moral or otherwise. We don't have the right to tell the Iranians whether they can have a nuke or not when everybody knows the Israelis do. That's our new foreign policy. We don't have any moral authority because we're not the good guys. We're not the bad guys. We're just another bunch of guys. We have a country. They have a country. Other guys have a country. A couple of women have a country. Snakes over there have a country. We're all in it together, but none of us are the good guys. We're either all the good guys or we're all the bad guys, but there isn't anybody exceptional. There isn't anybody stands a cut above. There's nobody with moral authority over the rest of the world. Nope. Especially not us. So now the fact that the regime is admitting that Iran is only months away from weaponizing a nuke bomb, that is now being used to forge agreement in the United States with Obama. Now we need Obama, you see. Now we need the deal. That 2 to 3 months, we need to slow that down. We need the old deal that Obama negotiated. It said they're going to stay a year away for the next 10 years. And maybe by the end of the 13 years, they'll be the fully ramped up and go nuke. But now that it's months, I mean, this is just, it's insulting. And so they are now doing this. They think it'll help them sell the deal to Congress. And you think about this, and I made this point yesterday. Obama has been saying for years, and I said it again on Sunday, that climate change is the biggest threat facing the planet. All the while he knew that Iran is just a couple months away from a nuclear bomb. Hi, welcome back. Rush Limbaugh on a cutting edge. Having more fun than a human being should be allowed to have. Okay, let's go to the White House, the press briefing. Josh Earnest conducting a Major Garrett. Remember, we had the news today. Eli Lake reporting at Bloomberg News. Netanyahu was right, and Obama knew it at the time. Iran is only months away from getting a nuclear weapon. They said Netanyahu was lying, making it up, didn't know what he was talking about. They knew at the time that Netanyahu was right. So Josh Earnest is asked about this today. Major Garrett says the suggestion of the story was the president knew it was 2 or 3 months 2 years ago, and said it was a year instead of the months in order to quiet and calm concerns. And now the president's being more candid because in the context of political framework, he wants to intensify concern. So now he's saying, he's admitting that the Iranians should get a nuke in 2 to 3 months when he's known that for 2 years, and he's just now saying it to intensify people so that they will agree with him and give him a deal. You deny on the president's behalf any attempt to mislead or to manipulate understanding of what Iran's actual capability was. This is an important question. Obama's lied about this, and everybody working for him has lied about it for 2 years. So Major Garrett is saying, do you deny on the president's behalf any attempt to mislead or manipulate the understanding of what Iran's actual capability was these past 2 years?
I feel confident in conveying to you, without having seen the story, that the president, I think, throughout this process of engaging in a diplomatic effort to prevent Iran from obtaining a nuclear weapon, has sought to use intelligence assessments to the best of his ability to give people an accurate understanding of the threat that Iran poses. And there are obviously limitations in terms of how detailed the president or anybody else can be. The president all along has worked to help the United States people and our allies understand exactly what this threat is so that we can design the best mechanism for addressing that threat.
Look at that, just flat out BS, okay? Obama knew 2 years ago that Iran's months away. He lied to everybody and then lied about what was in the deal, claiming the deal made Iran pledge to stay a year away for 13 years. Netanyahu saying, no. This deal, as it is, they're going to have ramped up in 2 to 3 months. They can get there whenever they want. Within 3 months, they can get a deal. And so Major Garrett asks, did you guys shield this? You've known this. And Ernest didn't deny it. The point is, he does not deny this. He basically said, you got to trust Obama, that he was doing what he thought was best. He was doing exactly what he and he was the intelligence assessments to the best of his ability. Right, those didn't count during the Iraq War. Remember? Yeah, Bush wasn't allowed to rely on the intelligence assessments on weapons of mass destruction because Bush lied, people died. Yeah, but now we come to it, and Obama he's safe and secure behind his intelligence assessments. And he wanted to give people accurate understanding of the threat that Iran poses. And there are limits on what the president can say. It's the limits on what the president can announce. Apparently no limits on how often the president can lie, Mr. Ernest. Look, they've been exposed here. But they're not going to own up to it, obviously.